Good morning. Today we are going to study photoelectric effect. You must be thinking, what is photoelectric effect? As you know, in any metal, electrons are there. So if you supply, if a beam of light falls on the metal surface, if a beam of light falls on a metal surface, electrons are emitted. Electrons are ejected from the metal. When a beam of light falls on a metal surface, electrons are ejected. These ejected electrons are called photoelectrons, and this phenomenon is called photoelectric effect. If you take any atom that electrons are there and these electrons are bind with the nucleus, means they are attached with the nucleus. So when you supply the energy, in any form, means you are supplying the energy, that incident light, beam of light is there. So what will happen? That electron is attached with the nucleus of the atom, so that force is overcome, and now the electron is free, so that electron is coming. The electron which is coming, that electrons are called photoelectrons, and this phenomenon is called photoelectric effect. Here one experiment is shown you, that evacuated tube. This is evacuated tube. It means vacuum is there, no gas is there. Here a metal is placed, usually potassium or cesium we use. This metal is placed. Then the incident light falls on this metal. So when the incident light falls on a metal, then we observe that electrons are coming. And here detector is there to catch the electron. Now the circuit is complete. So when the electron is coming by this way, then electron will flow by that way. So you are getting in emitter that deflection is there that side, that shows the direction of flow of current. So by this experiment also it is clear to you that electrons are coming from the metal surface. So all metal can emit electrons, no problem at all. But the metals potassium and cesium, they can lose electron easily, and these metals are used in photovoltaic cell. So for photoelectric effect, we use such type of the metals which can emit electron easily. So what is photoelectric effect? When a beam of light with sufficient high energy, falls on a metal surface, when a beam of light with sufficient high energy falls on a metal surface, electrons are ejected. These ejected electrons are called photoelectrons, and the phenomenon is called photoelectric effect. For this one, three observations are made. First of all, it is given, when the light falls on any metal surface, then the light should have minimum frequency. To eject the electron. This minimum frequency is called threshold frequency, and minimum amount of energy to remove the electron from the metal, surface, that is called work function. And the second point is given, the kinetic energy of the ejected electron. Is directly proportional to the frequency of incident light. It means if the frequency of incident light increases, then kinetic energy of the ejected electron increases. And third point is given, that the number of photoelectrons emitted is directly proportional to the intensity of the light. It means if you increase the intensity of the light, the number of photoelectrons emitted will be more. So first you write about photoelectric effect. When a beam of light with sufficient high energy, when a beam of light with sufficient high energy falls on a metal surface. When a beam of light with sufficient high energy falls on a metal surface, electrons are ejected. Ejected means they are removed from the metal. Electrons are ejected. These ejected electrons are called photoelectrons, and phenomenon is called photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect. So you note down in your copy that when a beam of light with sufficient high energy falls on a metal surface, electrons are ejected. These ejected electrons are called photoelectrons, and phenomenon is called photoelectric effect. So when a beam of light with sufficient high energy falls on a metal surface, electrons are ejected. These ejected electrons are called photoelectrons, and the phenomenon is called photoelectric effect. Here I have shown the two diagrams. This AB metal is there. On this AB metal, a beam of light is coming. When a beam of light is coming, the electrons are coming out. From this metal surface. I have shown only one electron is coming. Like that, many electrons are coming. So that electron which is coming, that electron is called photoelectron. And since this photon is there, it has the energy that E is equal to h nu. That energy is transferred to the electron, and that takes in the form of kinetic energy. And here just you see this evacuated tube is there, and you have seen that discharge tube. Same way the evacuated tube is there. In this one, that it is fully vacuum, no gas is there. So when the incident light is coming on a metal surface, these electrons are coming, and here detector is there. Now the circuit is complete. So these electrons are coming. These electrons are called the photoelectrons. And when the circuit is complete, then electron is coming by this way, and the current will flow from this way. So in the ammeter you are getting the deflection, that current pass. So this is about the photoelectric effect. In the photoelectric effect, three observations are made. In the photoelectric effect, three observations are made. What are the three observations in photoelectric effect? Three observations are made. Three observations are made in photoelectric effect. So, what are the three observations? The three observations are that the incident light should have certain minimum frequency to eject the electron from the metal surface, and that frequency is called threshold frequency. The incident light should have certain minimum. The incident light should have certain minimum frequency of light. The incident light should have certain minimum frequency of light to eject electron from a metal surface, The incident light should have certain minimum frequency of light to eject electron from a metal surface. This minimum frequency is called threshold frequency. It is denoted by mu zero. This is called threshold frequency, and this one is denoted by mu zero. Then the minimum amount of energy, the minimum amount of energy required to remove an electron from a metal surface is called work function. That is denoted by W naught equal to H nu. So this is the first observation in photoelectric effect. The meaning is that when any light falls on a metal surface, suppose that if this metal is there and on this metal this light falls. So for removing of the electron, that certain minimum frequency of light is required, and that minimum frequency is mu zero. This mu zero is called threshold frequency. And suppose that the light which falls on a metal surface, if that frequency is less than mu zero, if mu is less than mu zero, the light which falls on a metal surface, if its frequency is less than mu zero, no electron will be ejected. No electrons will be ejected. And that frequency is called threshold frequency. That frequency is called threshold frequency. It means if you want to remove the electron from a metal surface, then certain minimum frequency is required. The light should have the certain minimum frequency, and that frequency is called that threshold frequency. And the minimum amount of energy to remove the electron from the metal surface, to detach the electron from the metal surface, that is called work function, and we denote the work function by W naught, that is equal to H nu naught. Now this is the first point, and second point. The kinetic energy of ejected electron. The kinetic energy of ejected electron. The kinetic energy of ejected electron is directly proportional to the frequency of incident light. The kinetic energy of ejected electron is directly proportional to the frequency of incident light. The meaning is that when you increase the frequency of incident light, then kinetic energy of the ejected electron will increase. It is directly proportional. To the frequency of incident light, and it is independent the intensity of the light. Now the third point, the number of photoelectrons emitted. The number of photo electrons emitted, the number of photoelectrons emitted is directly proportional to the intensity of incident light. The number of photoelectrons emitted is directly proportional to the intensity of the incident light. So 3 points you are getting in photoelectric effect. 3 points you are getting. The photoelectric effect, the light which falls on a metal surface. The light which falls on a metal surface, it should have certain minimum frequency. It should have certain minimum frequency to eject the electron. And this minimum frequency is called threshold frequency. And the minimum amount of energy required to remove the electron from the metal surface, that is called work function. The kinetic energy of the ejected electron, is directly proportional to the frequency of the incident light, and it is independent of the intensity of the light. The number of photoelectrons emitted is directly proportional to the intensity of incident light. It means when you increase the intensity, the number of photoelectrons will be more. So next one is explanation of photoelectric effect. So Albert Einstein explained the photoelectric effect by taking the Planck's quantum theory. So these 3 points we are going to explain with the help of Planck's quantum theory. So explanation of photoelectric effect. But you keep all these 3 points in your mind. So next one is explanation of photoelectric effect. Explanation of photoelectric effect. Explanation of photoelectric effect. Albert Einstein explained photoelectric effect with the help of the Planck's quantum theory. Albert Einstein explained photoelectric effect. Albert Einstein explained photoelectric effect with the help of Planck's quantum theory. Planck's quantum theory. So how it is explained? It is given that when a photon of light falls on a metal surface, then some amount of energy is used to bring the electron on the metal surface. When a photon of light falls on metal surface, some amount of energy is used to remove electron from metal, and remaining energy is given to electron in the form of in the form of kinetic energy. So this diagram I am going to draw here. Just you see, any metal surface is there. In this metal surface here, one electron is there. So this incident light h nu, incident light. The energy of incident light is h nu. It falls on a metal surface. Then this energy is fully transferred. This energy is fully transferred to the electron which is present inside the metal. This photon, this h nu means photon, incident light falls on this electron. So this photon will fully transfer electron. This photon will transfer fully energy to this electron. What will happen? Then some amount of this energy, will be used to bring the electron at the surface. That is called work function. Means the minimum amount of energy required, to remove the electron from a metal is called work function. So some amount of energy is used to remove the electron from the metal surface. Then rest of the energy, that half mv square, this is in the form of the kinetic energy that electron will be taken. So first of all, when any incident light falls on a metal, then that light will transfer full amount of energy to the electron. This electron, some amount of energy will use to remove the electron from the metal surface, and whatever the leftover energy is there, that energy is transported to the electron in a form of kinetic energy. So just to see what equation you will get, this h nu is equal to W naught plus half mv square. W naught you have studied, just now I have given you work function, and W naught is equal to h nu, and W naught is work function. In your all the 3 points I have given this one, that this is a work function. What is work function? The minimum amount of energy required to remove the electron from a metal is called work function. So this we can write h nu is equal to h nu naught plus half mv square. So this half mv square is equal to h nu minus h nu naught, or half mv square, h we can take common, h minus h nu. So this equation is very important. This is called Einstein photoelectric equation. This equation is called Einstein photoelectric equation. Einstein photoelectric equation. So if it is asked to you, write Einstein photoelectric equation, so this equation you will use. So with the help of this equation we can explain, all the 3 points in photoelectric effect. So now we are going to explain the 3 points of the photoelectric effect. So what is the first point? First point we have studied that the incident light should have certain minimum frequency. Then only electron will be ejected, and that minimum frequency is called threshold frequency. So just you imagine, if nu is less than nu naught, what is the nu? Nu is the frequency of incident light. If this is less than nu naught, then what will happen? Your kinetic energy will be negative. If this value is small, then h nu naught will be more, then kinetic energy will be negative. It is not possible. So that's why no electrons will be ejected. Now the second point we will study. The kinetic energy of the ejected electron is directly proportional to the frequency of incident light. So just you see, this is the kinetic energy. So this half mv square is equal to h nu minus nu naught. This you will study. So if you write in this way, this is a constant, because threshold frequency of any metal or work function, if you go through the book, it is the values are given for different metals. So work function is constant, and this one is kinetic energy. It means this kinetic energy, this is constant, h is also constant. So it is directly proportional to. So this is the second point in Planck's quantum theory. Sorry, this is the second point in photoelectric effect. The kinetic energy of the ejected electron is directly proportional to the frequency of the incident light. Then third point, the number of photoelectrons emitted is directly proportional to the that intensity of the light. So let us see how we can explain. One photon emits one electron. One photon emits one electron as intensity of incident light is increased. As intensity of incident light is increased, the number of photons is striking on metal surface increases. As a result, the emitted electrons also increase. So how we can explain third point, that the number of photoelectrons emitted that directly proportional to the intensity. It means if you increase the intensity, then the number of photoelectrons emitted that will increase. So how we can explain? Just you see, I have written here, one photon emits one electron. This emits one electron means this photoelectrons. One photon means this H. One photon emits one electron. One photon emits one electron. One photon emits one electron. As the intensity of the incident light is increased, number of photons is striking on a metal surface, that will increase. And if the number of photons is striking on a metal surface increase, then more electrons will be ejected. That only we have to explain. One photon emits one electron. As intensity of incident light is increased, the number of photons is striking on a metal surface increases. As a result, the emitted electrons also increase. So this way you can explain that one photon emits one electron. When the intensity is increased, number of photons is striking on a metal surface increases. So number of photoelectrons increases. So this is about the photoelectric effect, and this is explained by Albert Einstein with the help of Planck's quantum theory. Then one more point is given, dual nature of light. So dual nature, dual means double nature. So this light has double character, particle as well as the wave. So dual nature of light. So next topic, that dual nature of light. Dual nature of light. Dual nature means two nature. Means particle nature, of light, and the second one is wave nature of light. It means light has both the character. Particle nature and wave. Particle means it is consist of small particles. Wave means it is consist of it. So if you see some phenomenon of light like interference and diffraction can be explained if you consider light has wave nature. But some other phenomenon like black body radiation and photoelectric effect can be explained if you consider that light has particle nature. So you can say that light has both the character. So some phenomenon of light like interference and diffraction. Some phenomenon of light like interference and diffraction can be explained if we consider light has wave nature. Some other phenomenon of light, like black body radiation, and photoelectric effect can be explained if we consider light has particle nature. So we can say light has both the characters that is particle nature and wave nature. So this is called the dual nature of light. Means earlier you were thinking that only particle nature, but now particle and wave nature both are there. So light has both the nature, particle and wave nature. So after these two examples are given, example 2.8 and 2.9. Example 2.8 and example 2.9. This you can solve it, and when we solve the review exercise, then unsolved questions we will do at that time.